Today's video is about how to do the running stitch, which is one of the basic stitches, and I'm also going to talk about its uses. First, thread your needle and make a knot at the end. You can do the running stitch from your left to right or right to left. It's totally up to you. Start from the back of the fabric. Push the needle through the fabric and then pull all the way towards you. Now go back down through the fabric and then pull the needle all the way from the back of the fabric to make your first stitch. Leave a little bit of space and come up through the fabric again. Pull the needle all the way towards you and then go back down like we did earlier to make the next stitch. From this point onwards, it's the same steps again and again. Leave a bit of space, come up again through the fabric, and then go back down to make a stitch. In the running stitch, there's a space between each and every stitch. To make your running stitch smooth, try to keep similar stitch lengths and equal spaces between the stitches. This way of doing the running stitch is easier when it comes to hand embroidery. But when it comes to general hand sewing, I think there is an easier way than this. Now this is how to do that. First, come up through the back of the fabric and pull the needle all the way towards you. Now instead of going back all the way down, prick the needle where you want the first stitch to end, and next move the needle up and through where you want the next stitch to be started. At that point, pull the needle all the way towards you. Prick the fabric where you want the current stitch to end and the next stitch to be started. Then pull the needle all the way towards you. This is more like 2 steps in one go, and this way you can stay only this side of the fabric. Then repeat the same steps. This is all about how to do the running stitch, and then let's see what are the uses of it. As you now know, the running stitch contains spaces between each stitch. This will allow the fabric to gather. Whenever you pull the thread at one of the ends, the fabric tends to gather like this. You can also undo it very easily. This quality of the running stitch can be used in many situations. One such thing is finishing the back of an embroidery hoop part. As you can see, I have already done the running stitch all around this remaining fabric. What I'm going to do is pull the 2 ends of the thread towards me, and that will allow everything to shrink because of that gathering feature of the running stitch. It will make your hoop parts nice and neat. This gathering feature is also important in sewing ruffles. The next use of running stitch is to use it as a temporary holding stitch before doing the permanent sewing. Whenever you are on a sewing project, there are a lot of adjustments to do, especially with the garments. In that case, you can use the running stitch as a temporary holding stitch like this. You can then do the permanent sewing along those running stitches. Because the running stitch is not a very strong stitch, you can easily remove it after the permanent stitching. Now to remove our temporary running stitch, first trim the knot at one of the ends. Then pull the thread from the other end and it will come off easily. If you are working with a longer area, trim the running stitch at several places and then pull those threads separately. Use a lesser number of threads to minimize the damage to the fabric. Now my main work is in embroidery and felt crafts. I use running stitch mostly as a decorative stitch. I have used it around the hearts to make this embroidery hoop part. In this felt cowboy boot, I have used running stitch to outline the boot as a decoration. It's not the permanent strong stitch, but I like the character it adds to this boot. I think the running stitch will add a more handmade and authentic look to your crafts. Now these are the things I could come up with the running stitch, and please feel free to share what you know apart from these. Thank you for watching, and I'll join you in the next one.